You may be watching this video today feeling alone, helpless, scared, angry, tired. You may be feeling there's no hope for the future, that you can't cope, that you're letting people down, you're letting those you love down, you're letting yourself down. You may be feeling not worthy, less than if you like, and many other negative feelings, as well as feeling anxious and depressed. Always there, that low-level anxiety and depression. The great news is that you can change all that. And you can change all that before Christmas. There's 40 days to go. More than enough time to change habits that aren't serving you, to change a mindset that's not serving you. And in this video, I'm going to share with you some ways you can do that, because I was feeling all of those things not so long ago. And it's not perfect now, because it never is. Life can't be like that. But it's 1,000 times better than it was. And I want to try and share with you those ways that have helped me, so that you can implement them to give yourself and your family and friends a better Christmas, if you like, a Christmas present. Just before I do that, if this channel has ever helped you, or you feel you'd like to support it in any way, there's a link in the description to Ko-fi. Just to move the channel onto its next stage, because I can't do that without your help. And hopefully maybe help a few more people. Please just spend the price of a coffee on that link. And thank you to all those who've already done it, because I can't manage without that. And, I'm very grateful for any help that I can get. So change. You may be using substances and behaviours to change the way you feel. If you're feeling all those things I described at the beginning of this video, it's what this channel's about really. My experiences over the last sort of 5-6 years on escaping from substance abuse, and that was alcohol and drug abuse, but obviously other behaviours as well around my eating and the junk I was putting in my body, and other negative emotional behaviours. As I said, the great news is you've got 40 odd days till Christmas now, 41 days. They say it takes 30 days to change a habit and change your mindset. More than enough time to do that. It's not going to solve all your problems. It's not a panacea, because that will take constant work from you. But what it will do, this change your mindset, will give you an opportunity to start facing those problems and dealing with them, and being present to deal with them in the mind. Being there for your family at Christmas, your loved ones, your children, instead of hidden behind a veil of alcohol or drugs or negative behaviour, negative feelings. The world's a scary place at the moment for us all. We're bombarded on social media by images of what we should be achieving and what we should look like, and constantly trying to seek people's approval, feeling less than, unworthy, which is all rubbish, and the first thing you should do if you're feeling so negative is to just get off that social media for a bit. You can do it for as long as you want to do it. It's difficult. It's a habit which is difficult, and it's an irony, isn't it, that I'm on social media in a sense giving you this message. But what I've tried to do in my life is limit it to just using it as a platform for positivity and not seeking people's approval, because that's a terrible road to go down. You'll always be their prisoner. If you're constantly seeking approval, you'll always feel unworthy. It's like when you look at all these muscular stars and all the rest of it, and people driving around in Ferraris and, all the fantastic lives they're living. Well, at the end of the day, the mindset I have is, they've had to spend and work pretty hard on those bodies, 2.5 hours in the gym, every single day. Yes, they may have some sort of privilege, but they still have to put the work in. To get that Ferrari, if you judge someone on that and say, well, they've obviously just got that. You don't know what their life path is. We constantly judge people on social media, don't we? They may have worked their guts out since they were like 16 years old to achieve that Ferrari. You get nothing for nothing, nothing changes if nothing changes. You've got to put the work in. The first thing you've got to change is that social media thing. Just get that off that. Then, I had something called the 4-year-old mindset, or a 4-year-old's mindset. So if ever I felt uncomfortable, in any way, emotionally, feeling feelings that I didn't like to feel, angry, scared, anxious, all of these things, shy, because I was always lonely and shy and always used alcohol and drugs to give me more confidence to face people and face the world. I didn't want to face the way I was feeling. So I was constantly, and then it became dependence. And obviously the 4-year-old mindset means that you want instant gratification. This is the point I'm trying to make. And with instant gratification, you could use alcohol, drugs, sugar, shit food, sex, all these sort of behaviours that will give you instant gratification and will numb those feelings for a very short while. And this is the point. It's a quick fix, but the quick fix doesn't last. So all those things will come back at you 1,000 times worse. That's just a fact, because you're not dealing with the issue at hand. Because no one likes to feel uncomfortable. No one wants to step out of their comfort zone. The news is, I'm afraid, and you all know this in your own heads, and I knew this when I was in the pit of addiction and despair and lack of hope, that you've got to put the work in and you've got to step out your comfort zone, and it's going to hurt. It's going to be painful, and it's going to be maybe physically painful. It's certainly going to be mentally painful. You're going to feel feelings that you don't like feeling. The thing is, if you don't put the work in, you're not going to get anywhere. The thing is, with the 4-year-old mindset, it doesn't work. Quick fix doesn't last. The thing is, with putting the work in and stepping out of your comfort zone, at the start, it doesn't solve everything. But in the long term, it gives you a real gift back, because if you stay consistent and disciplined and you keep moving forwards, and every time life thumps you, you hit harder back, stand up and keep moving forwards, and have that mentality going on in your head and think, fuck you, life. Nothing's going to stop me moving forward. Then in the long term, it's going to give you gifts back that you would never have dreamed of. That's just a fact. Forget short-term gratification. That's nothing. You can get that with the smoking of a cigarette, or the knocking back of a large whiskey, or however you want to achieve that. But then you're going to feel 2 hours later, you're going to want more, or you're going to feel worse. But if you put the work in, yes, it's going to hurt in the short term, but in the long term, you're going to get massive gifts back. You all know this. It's not rocket science. But to achieve any sort of real change in your life, you're going to have to do that. And with getting sober in particular, those early days, getting through withdrawal and those early days are bloody hard. It's not the getting sober, it's the staying sober. You've got to put the work in every single day. It's no point in, Anyhow, that's that part of it all. All of this you don't get for nothing. And it's not going to cure everything that's going wrong in your life, because that's unrealistic, because life's hard. Life hits hard. And the thing is, you've got to expect that, because it's not fair. Nothing is handed to you on a plate. Nothing is gifted to you. No one's going to ride up and save you or save your life. The only way you're going to change your life and make things better is to grit your teeth and start getting up and moving forward, and get off your knees and get on your feet. Because it's so easy to give up. You're being pounded down by cost of living crisis. You see wars, and you see that we've had the pandemic. You may be struggling to pay the bills, heat your house, buy food for your family. All these things might be making you feel, I don't care who you are, man or woman, you might just feel totally useless and helpless and hopeless. The thing is, you're even more useless, helpless and hopeless if you're leaning on all this negative stuff and using substances and all these stupid, negative behaviours. It's easy to do because, to sit in that comfort zone and let things get worse is much easier than stepping out of it and hurting and just fighting for your life, because that's what it's all about, fighting for your life. But the thing is, the gift you'll get at Christmas it might not be the best Christmas you've ever had. You might not be able to afford the best of everything. But the best present you can give your family is you being healthy and present and the best you could be at that particular moment. Because you're just doing your best, that's all you can do. If you keep doing that and set yourself small goals and keep moving forward slowly and just don't take steps back if you can avoid it, and never give up and keep fighting, you can achieve anything. That Ferrari could be yours, or anything can be yours. That beautiful body that you perceive to be perfect, you're perfect already. So you are what you are, you're unique. And you've got to get that mentality into your head as well. You've got to start giving yourself a bit of self-love and looking after yourself. And resting when you need to rest, and getting good sleep, giving yourself a good diet, getting exercise every day, all those things. The diet, obviously food's expensive at the moment, but you just do the best you can. Exercise is free. You can do that in your own front room if you want to, or just go for a nice walk, to make yourself feel better. There's loads you can do. Just keep moving and keep fighting. The final thing is, I just want to share with you now, don't bottle things up inside of you. The best thing I ever did in my recovery, if you want to call it recovery, if you want to call it that, and moving forward in my life, was ask for help and get support and find a peer group, people who understood or understand the way I think and I feel. Because men in particular, you don't talk and I didn't talk, don't like to share your feelings. Makes you think you feel weak or ashamed or whatever it is. And when you bottle those feelings up inside and you're feeling all those other negative things, that can lead you down a very dangerous road. And that's a horrible place to be, and you don't want to be there. The finest thing you can do is find a peer group. In England, there's Andy's Men's Club, which is a group of men that meet every Monday night and just share a coffee and talk and share their feelings with each other. And they're all feeling the same. And when you do that, it's like a safety valve. And ladies, there are groups that will serve yourselves as well. But don't bottle these things up. Talk to a loved one, talk to a professional, talk to a peer group. Don't bottle this crap up inside you, because it's a powder keg waiting to explode. But you can change your life, and I'll keep checking in with some of these videos now on the run up now to Christmas. 41 days you've got. More than enough time to make positive changes. And even if they're tiny little steps, that's great. Any steps, as long as they're forward and not backwards. Change your life, yeah? You can do it. Anyone can do it. If I can do it, you can definitely do it. Carpe diem. Seize the day today. Much love to you all. Bye-bye.